Hi, everyone. I wanted to give you a quick overview of what I'll be covering in the upcoming workshop, and I'm really, really excited to be teaching that workshop. I have a real passion for teaching the fundamentals to students, and the reason I have a passion for that is because I get a lot of questions. People have always asked me over the years, how do you get better as an artist, and what should I do, and where do I start? People are starting out and they're not sure what to practice. They're not sure how to go about things. They're not sure what to do. What should I be working on? What should I be doing? What should I be focusing on to get better? And there's not a lot of good answers for that. There's a lot of varied information out there, and people aren't quite sure because they hear a lot of different things from a lot of different people. So we're going to be exploring that in this class, and I have a real passion for that. And pretty much when you have a problem on the technical side with a drawing or a painting, it's going to come down to one of four things: proportion, value, edge, or color. And proportion is where things are placed, whether an eye is too high or too low, whether an ear is in the wrong place, etc. A value is going to be how light or dark something is. How light or dark should the shadow be? What about this area of the eye? What about this part of the hair? That's what values are concerned with. Now, edges are something that a lot of artists take for granted. They don't really think about that too much. But edges are how those shapes of value transition into one another. So if you think about a sphere transitions very smoothly and very, very softly. That's what makes its edge look very round. Now, a cube has a very crisp edge, a very hard edge, right? So how you create that transition, how smoothly you capture that transition, or how quickly and how hard edge you capture that transition, is going to communicate a lot about the form that you're drawing. So if you want to draw or paint a cheek that's very round, you need to be able to render that edge properly. So that's what we're going to be talking about with edges. Now, color is the last thing we're going to be talking about. Now, that's, how cool or how warm should this color be? We're not just going to copy the colors that we see. We're going to understand the relationships that are there. If you're working in oils, you're going to learn how to mix it. If you're working digitally, you're going to learn how to pick the right one. They both present their own challenges, and you have to learn how to deal with each of those appropriately. So we're going to be breaking this up into 2 different days. So on the first day, the first half of the day will be covering the proportion, and we'll problem solve, help you get things in the right place, show you how to analyze what you've done, make sure you don't have anything wrong there. We'll do the same with values on the second half of the first day. On the second day, in the first half, we're going to be covering edges. And we'll get a big form modeling is what I'll call it, in the class, and we'll get like a general edge transition for everything that's showing up on there. And then in the second half of the second day, we'll be covering colors. So by the end of the class, you're going to have a fully finished portrait, and we're going to use the portrait to as a stepping stool to learn these other things, right? So you'll have a great portrait finished, kind of similar to what you see up here on mine. And you'll have a portrait like that's finished by the end of the workshop. But the more important thing is we're going to be using that portrait as a tool to teach you all those foundational concepts. So by the end, you will have a nice, you'll probably have a piece of artwork that you'll be very, very proud of. But you'll also have learned all those key foundational things, and that's my goal. That's what I want to impart to you, something that stays with you beyond the workshop that you can take and inject into all of your other work. So I'm really excited, and I'm looking forward to it, and I know it's going to be great working with all of you.